Welcome to Coffee with Alain. I hope you're having a great morning. We're going to talk a little bit about the new film Young Washington today. I went and saw that last night after a friend of mine, Thomas Gordon, recommended it, and I enjoyed it. So we're going to talk about that movie. Going to do it briefly, and I'm going to jump off of here and have to run straight across town, drive straight across town to my PT appointment. I got an early morning one today. So I wanted to get this done and hop in the car and get across town, and hopefully the traffic isn't too bad right now and get the PT appointment in. But before I talk about the movie, go to enjoylifesafely.com, sign up for the newsletter, check out the stuff available. Always adding new blogs, new courses coming, courses exist, free downloads, lots of good stuff. Enjoylifesafely.com. Check that out. Now let's talk about the movie. So this movie, obviously by the title, Young Washington, is before he became famous and the general and the president and the father of our country. In the 1750s, the French Indian War is going on, and young George Washington wanted to be a British officer in their army. And he was denied because of his social status wasn't enough. And so he ends up leading a volunteer force there in Virginia. And they send him out because, hey, if he succeeds, great for the British Empire. If he fails, it's just them. And so he's out surveying land, discovers a French fort that's on the land that the British want. And so the British tell him to go, tell him to leave. And he does, and they don't. And a battle ensues, and Washington makes some big mistakes. And I like the movie, they show the mistakes. And I couldn't help but think, how do you obtain great wisdom and make great decisions? Well, you learn that wisdom to make good decisions through experience. And how do you get that experience? By making poor decisions. I couldn't help but think of that old motto or tale when I saw this movie, because he makes some poor decisions and gains experience that helps him later on in life. Now, I'm not an expert historian, but I did a little bit of reading on this. And from what I understand, most of the movie is fairly accurate in the big things regarding history. Yes, they embellish here and there are characters that are actually a conglomerate of other individuals to help make the story. And some of the things they just wove in there to help make the story flow a little bit better. Hollywood, they do that with any historical thing. However, the majority of the movie is fairly accurate as far as what actually happened in the times and things that were going on. So it's a good historical movie. You'll learn a little bit. And yes, the heroics in the battle, that is true to Washington. He was formidable in those earlier years and did some remarkable things that folks talked about later. The bullet in hole in the hat and the uniform stuff, those are based on history. The actual battles were based on real battles of history. Most of the people in there were accurate, all the main figures. Some of the other subcategories and, maybe friends and different things were, put in there to help the story. But it's a fairly accurate movie. It was an enjoyable movie. It's a patriotic movie. It makes you feel good. And I liked it. So that's, what I have to say about Young Washington. It's doing well. And it is one of the Angel movies, if you're familiar with those. I think the last Angel movie I saw was the one with Michael Chiklis, he playing the older football player, that was based on a true story as well. And they have a unique thing at the end. The QR code comes up on the screen that you can scan, and you can donate money to pay it forward and so forth. And I always find that sort of interesting. Angel movies are, I won't say they're Hallmark-ish, but there is a different feel about a lot of the Angel movies. They are positive, which I do like, because I think we need some positive stories and feel good stuff once in a while. And so I enjoyed it. And the other thing is, in the previews, they showed a preview of a movie, and it was interesting because the preview just opens up with the back of a person. He's looking out over something. So you just see the person from behind looking out over, I forget what he's looking at. And I immediately, when that came up on the screen, I was like, that almost looks like Reagan, President Reagan. And it was. The movie is coming out soon. And the movie will be about President Reagan and Gorbachev's discussions about nuclear arms and so forth back in, was that around 86 or so, when they met and had those different discussions. So I'm looking forward to that movie. Obviously, liking President Reagan, having met President Reagan and spent that time with him, I'd like to see this movie about him and Gorbachev and those discussions. So that's going to be interesting, coming out soon too. Going to say hello to a couple people and then get off to my PT meeting. Good morning, Thad. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Good morning, Dixon. Thank you for being here. Dixon said, so I'm guessing nothing like Young Frankenstein. Nope, nothing like Young Frankenstein. And good morning, Kellen. I appreciate you being here and saying good morning. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate everybody who watches later, listens to the podcast, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. Sign up for the newsletter, enjoylifesafely.com. Check out the other stuff there. It's there to help make your life better. I will be back to see you tomorrow, so you go out and make it a terrific Thursday, and I'm going to go do some PT. Take care. Stay safe.